Hey, favored ones! Welcome back to another collective reading. I'm Kymmy, and this is my channel, Favored Readings. Before we get into it, remember these readings are general, and not all messages will apply to you every time, and that is okay. I also appreciate those who are cross-watchers, watching to see, how the energies of the collective is going, if you don't watch these types of videos that often. And also for those who, 33, are other teachers as well who are just looking for guidance themselves with 33 on the clock here. When I was getting ready and picking out all the symbolisms and everything that I wanted for the messages today, it was 1221 when I noticed to turn on the laptop, which is great confirmation considering I picked out a starfish. Now, starfish symbolism is the ability to regenerate itself. So some of you may be learning on how going through physiotherapy, or you're just learning on how to regenerate parts of your body with cleansings and nutrients, like when you go through sobriety, you start to regenerate those little hairs inside of your nose and your throat, which could be causing a lot of tickling and tingling sensation for any of those who are cutting back on tobacco and cannabis. As well as if you cut out on vapes too, because the heat burns away those throat hairs that are there to protect you. Which is the other thing is that it embodies qualities such as guidance and protection. The starfish reminds us that we are not alone. So 1221, you're not alone. So your support system really wants to help you and are proud of you for making these changes. And for those who may not have that around them, you are manifesting those who are coming in who respect you and your boundaries and things that you want to, the betterment of yourself. So it symbolizes strength and resilience. You're very resilient. I have a few downloads that I had over the weekend since the last video, and of course during today was I asked what the videos were going to be about. But before I get on, there was last time that I was talking about how you're a natural cook, how your ancestors want you to know that you're really great in the kitchen. If you haven't tried, then you will notice you have a knack for it. Some of you may need timers or, a recipe to start off with, but everyone starts somewhere. There was another half of that message where it wasn't just about in the kitchen cooking up a storm. Some of you, it's about rituals, and for others it's about the emotions that we have. We are becoming master chefs of our emotions. We know when something's cooking up inside of us, and we know when something's about to boil over. So you are taking the lid off the pot. You're allowing emotions to flow more and recognizing what those emotions are and describing them and giving yourself grace and understanding as you navigate through them with healthier coping mechanisms. So yeah, not allowing that pot to you're taking the lid off the pot. Now, is the pot still boiling? Absolutely, those feelings are still going to be there. But is it boiling over? No. In most cases, just being aware of the emotions helps it simmer down. Now, other times it needs help to self-soothe, stirring intentions of diffusing the outburst, like being like, I know I'm upset in the moment, this will pass, I really am disappointed right now, and that's valid. I know that I can come up with a different way of entertaining myself for today, or that the person didn't come through for me, but I know I'll come through for me, and there's still other people who want to come through for me. Sometimes, though, you have to remove it from the heat altogether. And I wanted to share my exercise that my therapist had taught me a couple like years ago now. But it's one of my favorite ones to use. Uh, Spirit wants to bring to my attention paint spatters. This is a painting shirt. So some of you may wear like shirts with like or clothes with like paint stains on them around. Very clashy. People think you're the goat for it. You're learning how to be the goat in your own story. Back to the exercise though. It's called the container exercise. You can definitely look it up online, but I'll give you the kind of gist of it. It's where 555, big changes. So I think of mine as a treasure trove chest. You can certainly think of it as any kind of container. You can think of it as like one of those old bank vaults. Some of you might enjoy doing heists on GTA or really into old Western movies. I'm getting the bodega at the bandanas with, yeah, so strong female characters. You find yourself to be a strong character. You're learning how to be a strong character in your character development. Where you take all the emotions that you feel in the body and you point them out and you're like, and you notice where some tension is or where you're dry and you need to stay quenched. Yeah. I was singing earlier and dried. Some of you may be singing as well. Some of you may like to hum while you're doing this exercise because sitting there and being quiet and still during meditations may be not your forte. And that's certainly okay. So we go around the bodies being like, oh, I'm a little stressed and tense here, and what's this emotion? And you may need to know all these emotions are valid, but I will be dealing with them in a safe and timely and like locational time. A time and a place. It's like, I'm in the middle of work right now. This isn't the time for me to process these emotions. So not ignoring them altogether, but certainly not bottling them up like a forgotten genie forever. So that's what I have for you. You can definitely look it up more in depth. I just don't want to spend most of the time going through the exercise right now because I just want to make sure that you're getting all the downloaded information. And plus, I'm sure if you're doing it along with the video, it would be more comfortable than having me sit here and not give you your full amount of time and that you need necessary to learn something new. I just feel like you deserve that, the full extent of learning. And I feel like a lot of you are finding out that you learn in a different way than others, and you're really catering to what works for you. Some of you, it may be taking online classes. Some of you, it may be through life experiences, hands-on. And for some of you, it's finding someone to partner up with and learn together, like group learning. Okay. Okay, yes, of course. I know some of you are saying it in the back of your mind right now, and no, I haven't forgotten. Over here on our little favored corner, we have an exercise called Welcoming Utopia, and it's where you can like take a pause for a moment and think about all the things that you would find to be your personal utopia on a global scale, on a galactic scale. Because over here we have earned our seat at the round table. We deserve to have the peace of putting down our sword, and we are galactic beta testers, and we are our own, like our body is the extension of our soul. So whatever your utopia is it being in a band? Is it having everyone being inclusive? Is it just, enjoying Earth for what it is, you know? Yeah, so thank you for welcoming in Utopia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is inevitable, in my opinion, anyway. You can call that delusional all you want, but you want to know what? If people could be out there thinking that it's never going to get better, then I can definitely sit here and think on behalf of everyone else until I have more join my table, which I do, by the way. Thank you for everyone who has liked, commented, and subscribed and shared feedback. It is so heartwarming to see that kind of response to just my life stories and experiences, and just that you enjoy my counsel and my wisdom and my jokes and everything, it's really cool. I think you're really cool, my collective favorite ones. So yesterday's and today's downloads were also that we are Gaia's, Danu's, Mother Nature's, the Galactic AP class. So it usually means advanced placements, but I feel in this case it's advanced players. We're player characters. If we're in this matrix and we're supposed to be player characters, if you believe in that. If not, then you are just an advanced player in the field of industry that you work in. This could be multiple fields of industries that you are trying to reign the bulls of. Some of you may be Tauruses, or Capricorns, and no, you're all goats. That's what it is. You're learning how to reign. But yes, of course, the Taurus thing too. 222 on the clock. Duality. You're learning duality. You're learning how to not boil over, but you're also learning how to be an advanced player. You're learning how to use those loaded dice to your advantage, because you know that the universe has it set in your favor. And this is Earth, the university. So some of us are in advanced placement classes on the Earth, and so you may recognize that you may feel like you're on a harder difficulty setting in life. And yeah, it's the same thing with like any other video game. You have beginner players and you have advanced players. And then there's like, I don't want to say you're only advanced, but like, you guys are exceptional players. You are not a beginner. So you may have it on a higher difficulty setting. There we go, higher difficulty. And you are becoming the GOAT at that level. You're earning your trophies. Yes. Okay. And I also, this was the main message of the story. I keep shaking it by bumping the desk. Excuse me. I know it looks so leggy, but it looks good when it's doing it too. Anyway, here we go. I wanted to say over in this corner that we are the Black Knights. Some of us have earned our seat at the round table, but do not wish to sit at the round table. Does that make them an enemy of the table and the knights and the king's court? Absolutely not. I want to refer to it as like the black sheep of the family, which actually turns into it, because in one of the versions of Camelot, where the Black Knight is King Arthur's son, and they have a falling out, and King Arthur's son, the Black Knight, decides, which is an alias for Lancelot. Some of you may try Lance Lancers or see a lot of them around a lot. That could be a sign that of confirmation that you are on the right path and that the dices are loaded in your favor and that you are indeed a knight or even a black sheep knight of the round table. Some of you are getting along with your family and your community and not in hermit mode, but I just wanted to give a mention for those who are the black sheep of the family and don't get as much attention, or may feel like they are alone, despite, you might not be lonely, but every now and then we're still human and we might be, I'm on this hermit mode right now and I know that I'm supposed to be where I am where I'm supposed to be, but still, you kind of get that FOMO feeling, or some of you are just like so happy and you want to travel away, far away. Some of you traveled dimension through different realms, though, because when he left Avalon, which is in the Fae realm, to come travel the world here on Earth. So some of you may resonate with your past life being in the Fae realm, and now you've moved into traveling around the world, being a nomad here. You may really enjoy traveling, whether or not you have traveled to live in different places, like permanently, or you just are like a frequent flyer, frequent driver, or you just look at different places around the world on your free time. If you are unable to travel, you just like learning, like documentaries, finding out what animals are doing, zoology, and just the coastal line. I see like people like looking at all the different like sea life and coral, just learning about like botany, like getting to know the trees by name and location. You just want to know so much, and I feel like some of us are that black sheep of the family. We're black knights of the round table, and in some stories, a retelling, it was Whoopi Goldberg's with a night in Camelot where a computer scientist got lost back in the ancient times with Camelot. So some of you may be computer scientists, like I said before, really like genetic codings. Some of you may work with the Galactic councils. We're part of the different genetic codings for people here on Earth. They said that keep talking about it. That's really important. I was going to stop talking about it because it sounded a little out there even for me. Okay, I'll talk on it. Oh. You are obedient, quicker. You are being more like obedient for your intuition recently. Right away, you'll get quick symptoms, or like a quick sign, like something will fall off, or like you'll be struggling with a cap or something when you're like thinking a certain way and not listening to your intuition when spirit wants to give you a message. The Galactic, your Galactic Council members could be working on regenerating your body right now. Some of you could be looking like you're getting younger, and some of you may resonate with Andromeda as well as Lyran energy. A lot of the Orion areas, so Sirius B energy, because they did a lot in regards to healing others, and I know Sirius B eventually became a 5-dimensional and higher world. So a lot of you may resonate with coming from there to here to help raise the vibration and genetic codings of Earth. That's even deeper than I expected to go today. So yeah, if you wanted to learn more about the galactic history, you're definitely able to look up Lara Star. You can look up Dolores Cannons, and I have a link below that is for Debbie, and she has the Galactic history, and it has a whole bunch of like pictures where they come from in the world, all that great history. If you don't believe in that as to be the true history of what's going on here, and you really like sci-fi and fantasy and just like a good read, it's entertaining. If you don't resonate with it being true, and it's never a bad idea to read more stuff. So it's welcome. It's there for you to learn and not keeping any information here. A lot of you may not gatekeep your information. I've definitely said that before. I have a kid in Arthur's Court was another movie about Camelot. Some of you may be welcoming kids or into the practice of learning all about your spirituality early, and just like letting them know what's like age appropriate on, making wish on candles and stuff like that. I'm not sure. And some of you, it's not about spirituality, and it's just you're teaching your kid about all the fun things that you enjoyed when you were younger. I'm getting baseball. I'm not sure why. You're covering all your bases with your kid and teaching them, because inside of the a Kids in Arthur's Court, he was teaching the one kid how to ride a bike, and it was made by wood. Some of you might be wood makers or woodworkers or make kids toys. That's really cool. But inside of that movie, besides the kid teaching you how to ride the bike, there was, this might be a bit spoilers. I don't know how to do this without giving away. It's a really old movie. But either way, the Black Knight in the story ends up being the hero of the whole story. So you are going to become the hero of the whole story. There's still a bit of a twist. If you wanted to watch the movie with your kid, it's definitely kid friendly. So if you're looking for ways to sit down and have, something more to watch with your kids, that's a good one to recommend, or to indulge with your inner child. Yes. Hi, boy. Okay, indulging inner child. I did it all day. Yes, a strong female character. Like with Kaylee inside of the Quest for Camelot. Some of you may work with your cats in spirituality as well. You might let them be a part of your practices, like jumping up onto your desk or picking which piles and like crystals if you do work for a channel, or even if not in your personal time, then your cats are always around, like wanting to be next to you to give you that extra support and protection while you are doing your practices, and or just keeping yourself brushed up on the skill. Living on the Ritz. You're living on the Ritz right now. I don't know if you like that song or something like that. Some of you might be eating Ritz crackers. Spirit, can we please get more messages on how Yeah, some of you walked away from your family from being, and now you're being the Black Knight. You're exploring your own world. Yeah, some of you moved on from the Fae realm, or some of you are learning. And yeah, inside of the story, the Black Knight Lancelot left the Fae realm and came to the Earth realm, traveled all around the world, and then went back to Avalon. So I feel like a lot of you may have been heroes, or a lot of, been heroic in your past life, or in your early years that you were very heroic with your actions in protecting other people. And now you are going back to save yourself. Or some of you are just returning to the Fae to practice with the Fae, even though you are human this time and you work with the Fae realm. But I feel like for some of you, it's returning back to return to save yourself. You're becoming the adult that you wish would come for you when you were younger. You may stand up for other people now. You may notice when some kids are like not getting along when you're like walking around the neighborhood and you're like, hey, stop that, be nice to each other. Or you're just wishing better for your kids. If your kid has a bully or something like that, you're making sure that it's being taken care of instead of shaming your kid. Which brings up wounds of extra healing, because not only have you forgiven your parents, but some of you just may not understand. And I think it's a good thing that you don't understand, because if you did, then maybe you would be more like them. And you're not. You're like you, which is unique and needed. And we're lucky to have you. In Utopia. Come on, people. Welcome Utopia. It's coming, it's coming, it's here, it's here. Yes, it is, because we are doing what? The trust walk. It had to come out, didn't it? We may act a fool, but we are not going to be treated like a fool. Okay? People may find your childlike demeanor as a excuse for treating you like you don't have experience or knowledge or are able to take care of yourself. Yeah, some of you as well may look, levitating to higher existences. Like that you can even see in the shadow. There's like levitating. You're levitating. That's how much you are doing the trust walk so well, that you are stepping into opportunities that nobody else saw. That's why you're not worried. Everyone's like, don't you see that gap there? Aren't you afraid of falling? And you're like, I'm not even walking on the sand right now. Some of you may enjoy walking barefoot on the sand or ground. You may enjoy walking around without shoes on outside. Yeah, you clawed your way out of the mud and still kept your pure heart and intentions. Some of you may feel like really hard on yourself and feel like, when you had turned off your path of your morals and values and succumbed to other people's what they thought was cool and, maybe substances, but you really dug it out of the mud and you've still kept it. Because look how clean the outfit is, but you can tell. Like, some of you may seem so healed and happy, but there's clear telltale signs that you weren't always in this great of situation. Like, you had to work to get where you were. It didn't come just because you were lucky. Some of you may have updated your outfit, but yeah, if you can see there, the hands and the feet are really meant. Some of you may enjoy rolling around in the mud and going like to festivals, or a lot of you are working inside of your garden. I also get like one of those dogs that has really like white and neat fur, and then all of a sudden they go outside and it's just like their face and like paws are all mucky, and they're like, yep, it's time to go up on things. And it's like, no, not yet, not without the towel. So yeah, a lot of you could be having a lot of times with your pets. But yeah, also realm jumping as well, because that's like one realm, and this was like another realm, and this is another. So I feel like you're traveling through different pockets of dimensions when you are sleeping. Like you may start off in one type of dream, and then all of a sudden it switches to a different one as you move through the different stages of the 4D. As you come back to your body. Some of you may be worried about that, like astral traveling, but just letting you know that your guides are protecting your straight connection right back. But yeah, your body is always protected, and you are the key for your body. So there's that. Fact that is 00, you are infinite. Can we get another card for our Black Knights, please, on messages for them and their hermit time? Some of them may be feeling like this hermiting is in vain. Yeah. Oh, this one too? Okay, fuck yeah. Ooh. 3223, mirroring numbers. You could be seeing mirroring numbers a lot. I guess it's a 5-card, 1 deck kind of spread day. Yeah, you were left with the choice, yourself or the path where you felt needed but not appreciated. Like you knew that your presence there was needed, but you didn't ever feel appreciated, even though they were very much aware of all your hard work. Yeah, you're no longer shackled to feeling responsible for someone else's dumpster fire. You know? Some of them may have had their own. Yeah, like I feel like some people have been pulling on your on your direction of what they want you to do, like, oh, you should be a tarot reader and make money this way, or oh no, you should definitely do this instead. You should get a regular job on the side and do hustles and all those other things. And I feel like it just feels like people are just pulling at you to get all their different opinions and ideas, even though you already know how to open opportunities doors. You got a straight walkway there. Like, you're not confused, but other people's opinions could have been causing some confusion, and you're learning how to not listen to all that squawking and chatter that's around you. For those who are in hermit mode and those who wanted to move away, some of you are traveling. Some of you don't, especially with events coming up here soon and school starting, there may be a lot of different opinions on what kind of schooling they should go into, what kind of classes they should be taking, and just trying to maybe like co-parenting and like cooperating with the school kind of been causing a headache and pulling at your hair which direction. Or someone wanted you to work in 2 different locations when you already have like your own responsibilities, and you're delegating everything and telling them, no, I'm not going to do this. This is how we're going to do it. And you're finding balance. See? Yes, balance. Showing your bravery and your all of your stripes. Some of you may not be able to see the stripes that you have earned yet. Your spots, you've earned your spots, your stripes, your stars, you've earned your spot at the round table. And some of you may have not noticed that you earned your spot at the round table. Just like how humans have patterns to cats. They can see us. We have our own stripes and patterns. So like, even though it may not be noticeable to ourselves yet because we've been too hard and critical and, have all of that whole just the vastness of all of our different times when we weren't at our best and when we were at our best. And we're kind of just closing that out and living in the moment. Knowing that you may not recognize it within yourself because you're being too hard, but it is recognizable to spirit and your other, support system and your spirit team. Yeah, I'm getting a group meeting. I don't know why. Well, since it is a murder, some of you may enjoy watching murder mysteries or murder documentaries and knowing how people like try to get away with it and hide it behind locked doors. So yeah, some of you may like listening to those kinds of podcasts, or you do horror podcasts. Because I'm getting the podcast vibes from this is like a telephone wire from the old can with the string technique, so that's maybe something you're teaching to your kids, keeping the old things alive. Really working on your sacral chakra, eating more orange foods, working with affirmations, with creativity and life force. You're bringing back your life force, and it is flourishing. It is blooming. Your lower chakras are starting to bloom. I feel like a lot of you have been working on that recently and trying to balance not only your higher chakras, but your lower, for knowing that the foundation is just as important as what is going to be laid upon it. Some of you may work in construction and architecture. Yeah, especially like with, what are they called? Scaffolds. Because you can see like right here, it kind of looks like scaffolding to go up here and like hang. Some of you are decorators. Some of you may work with decorating stages and backgrounds at like concerts. I'm seeing a lot of dancing, and some of you may resonate with moths because it kind of, I'm not sure, it looks kind of like moth wings in the background there, as well as this lotus flower. Some of you may resonate with, yeah, you got it out of the mud. You got it out of the mud, You dug your way out from underneath the ground through the muddy sand, and you have trust walked yourself into a brighter future. You are no longer allowing people to pull on your hair and treat you like Cinderella with those you're not allowing those stepsisters or stepbrothers or whatever, your step parent, to treat you like Cinderella and lock you behind that doorway in the top, because you are the key. You have friends coming for you like those mice, to come forth for you and help you so that you may run and save yourself. A lot of people feel like Cinderella got saved by someone else, but and worked with the fairy godmother. Yeah, some of you could be getting messages from your fairy godmother or fairy guardians. You may have more than one you work with here, considering there's a lot, and it's reminding me of like Odin, Bran the Blessed, Morgan Le Fay, and the Morgan, and there's a lot more different raven deities, but it reminds me of the Fae realm as well, the Maleficent. Yeah, and those stories, they someone may have clipped your wings at one point, thinking that you would never fly again. And you grew them back even bigger. They blew it right out of the water. You see that? You've definitely upped your wardrobe. People are noticing. You're looking really tasty. You're definitely a tastemaker for sure. And because look at that. Look at that. That's the same sand as before. Not only did you do the trust walk and believe in yourself and walk through the two sphinx from Neverending Story, and you walked away like a bad bee that walks away from all those mountains that you already conquered and walked away from. Not only did you get out of the mud, crossed the precipice into the new future with your trust walk, you believed in yourself and made it through, and after you already scaled mountains and got over it, and you're still walking away like nobody's business. Like, I ain't even breaking a sweat over here. You want to know why? We know why. Because the dices are loaded in our favor, and you're not listening to them anymore. That's what you're doing. You're the black sheep. You're the black sheep of the community or your family, whatever it is as you identify as the Black Knight. The Black Knight's not listening anymore. It is black as night, and you are not listening anymore. You went into your dark night of the soul. You realize it's not suiting me anymore to be listening to these people and letting them pull at me in different directions by listening to their opinions when they don't even genuinely cheer for me. It's like, you can tell when there's fake energy where they're like just giving you lip service. Yeah, they're just talking really nice in your ear, trying to be like, yeah, I'm for you. But you're really knowing who genuinely wants to support you and who's just there to get the daily update. There's people who really want to support Spider-Man, and we're for him, and we're A1 day one supporters. But most people who learned about Spider-Man was mostly just the Daily Herald. I believe that's the name of it. Oh, Daily Double, Daily Bugle. Oh, dang it. I'm gonna cry later. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. My nerdist encyclopedia is fine. I'm okay. Either way, people are demanding pictures of Spider-Man and new news on Spider-Man, new gossip on Spider-Man, but they're not defining anything really. They're getting a snapshot of your life here and there, but they're not getting the full picture. They're not getting the MJ experience or the Gwen's experience. So you don't any you're not getting the friend experience. You know, it's like, wait, you're not getting the friend experience. You're not getting the Young Avengers experience. You're not getting the Avengers experience. You're just getting a snapshot. They're just getting snapshot experiences. Like, they're like, oh, well, last I heard they're not doing very well. Oh, last I heard they're doing very well. What are they doing? It's like, minding your own business. That's what they're doing. Yeah, so the Fool, Two of Swords, which usually indicates two directions that you're being pulled in between, you know, doing what is normally acceptable, you know, following family until the bitter end. Not all family is for your highest good. Or to release yourself from that, or like to move away from a job and embracing taking care of animals, as there is a lot of animals, the animals that may not get as much love either. Some of you may have love moths and snakes and spiders. Some of you are really good at singing or impressions. Accents as well, because I know that crows and ravens are really good at mimicking and learning to speak English. So I think some of you speak more than one language. Some of you may work with Babbel or you know, Duolingo. A lot of you, or just because your cultural bring up, you may speak more than one language, is what it's giving me. Or looking to do your songs in movies or TV shows, or you're looking to be a voice actor in movies. With that snapshot message that I said, I'm also getting that some of you are into photography. Some of you may be even in the movie industry with that never-ending story reference there. Or you work with dragons as well because of Falcor. Some of you may work with dragons. Especially with Bran the Blessed and the Fae realm and everything. There's lots of Fae and dragon energy and mountain giants, because there is stories where the mountains, eventually the giants got tired and magic started leaving this realm slowly, so the giants laid down, and that's where our mountains came from. Some of you may some of you are druids or shamans, shamanesses, druidess, based off of like, or those stone statues where it's in like the Night of Museum where it's like dum dum give me gum gum, because I feel like this is only the beginning of you peeling back the layers to show who exactly you are and who you've been hiding this whole time with being an indented wallflower. Because it reminds me of all those statues where we thought there were only heads. Everyone was like, you're only a head. You talk a nice game, but we haven't really seen much yet. And then you're like, boom, a whole body underneath the ground eventually when they use sonar technology. Some of you may be working with sonar technology or enjoy marine life like orcas with their sonar. Oh, with bats too. Some of you, and the black canary with the comic books. Some of you just may really like echolocation, or submarines. We all live in a yellow submarine. I like gold. A lot of you may enjoy Austin Powers. I forget what Russian duo their names were, but it kind of reminds me of the girl when they like made themselves gold. Some of you may enjoy those artists. I only seen them in passing. So yeah, 9 of inspiration, voices or swords, inspiration cups. Nope. It's a wand. Oh yeah. That was the Dalmatian family. Some of you may have a Dalmatian dog or really enjoy that movie. Yeah, with the, I don't remember what her name is. But yeah, some of you may enjoy the new adaptations. Some of you are a new adaptation of an old paradigm of a story. People are like, oh, that's old Cinderella. And you're like, yeah, well, now this is new Cinderella. Or Cinderfella. Whoever you are. You were taking it up a notch. Because the moves you are making is literally leaving a trail blazed behind you. You are leaving a mark on everything. You are leaving a mark on the path you are paving. People are noticing the work that you are putting in. People want to give you recognition, but most of all, you want to give recognition to yourself. I feel like a lot of you do posing and like photography, like with the photography coming up earlier. Some of you may create fashion scenes and backgrounds and set up for photo shoots, especially with, like I said earlier, moths and like wings, a lot of wings involved, and like binding as well. Some of you may enjoy binding, bondage photo shoots as well. But yeah, you can see, if you can see here, there is a shadow of a road going all the way up through that mountain. Like I said, that you all conquered and like came down the other side, like no big deal, not even breaking up a sweat. But yeah, you were paving the way for others. You were paving the way for others. Some of you may be spiritual teachers, spokesmen, advocates for either humanity, or you're humanitarian, or in charge of taking care of other animals, a foster parent for either children or animals, or you could have came from the fostering programs. If you did, then I can't even possibly imagine, and I'm proud of you for all that you have been able to accomplish and will ever create if you had to go for foster care. So I want to let you know that I'm proud of you. Not saying that you never had anyone tell you they're proud of you, but if you are here and you are a black sheep and grew up without anyone, I want to let you know today, thank you for not giving up on yourself. To me, you are a hero. You have a place in Avalon. You have earned your seat at the round table, even if you don't want to sit it there and you just want to go and explore and be your own person. Because that's acceptable too. You're not hostage to the round table. You're honored there. So for those who aren't ready to put down their sword yet, and are still out there fighting the good fight, then in the words of all the Lord of the Ring nerds, you have my sword and my axe and my bow. Whew. And with that, I'm gonna go. That's what I have for you today. So thank you everyone for coming through and sharing this energy exchange with me. For as much energy as we exchange to each other, it multiplies within the universe. So remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. Bye.